Welcome back to another episode of Three Uncool Cats. We got Alan, Bob, Andrew. This week is a little different. We're not doing a particular album. We're actually doing a little live video from KEXP. If anybody's familiar with them from YouTube, I'm sure a lot of people are. They're out of Seattle. They play tons of great tunes. Yeah. Just a lot of unknown stuff. This band really isn't unknown, but they do play a lot of totally unknown bands. Sound is always great. Video is always great. The one host that does this particular video is, I believe her name is Cheryl Waters.
Yeah.
Is her name?
Yeah.
She does a lot of the hosting, and she's always really good about it.
She's always so laid back.
Yeah, and she doesn't really get in the way. She kind of just lets them play. And
do it, guys.
Yeah, so that's another, if you're into cool music and live music, I mean, KEXP is just, they're the place to check out, really, for that. But the band we're checking out is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. A few boys from Australia that are not AC/DC. Been around for a long time. I counted their albums. One thing they're known for is just constantly producing music. They run through all genres. They had a little spurt, maybe three albums ago, where they were doing basically thrash metal albums. Yeah. So they kind of, psychedelic music, thrash, country.
I love
basically anything.
Being eclectic.
Yeah.
If you can be that type of band where you're constantly doing just whatever you want to do, redefining yourself, that's very interesting to me. Yeah,
and when I totaled it up, 25 albums, and they've only been around for 10, 13 years, I believe. Yeah. So they spit them out, and they're young kids. Wow.
So that's almost as many albums as you've put out.
They were singles.
And this video, to me, is 37 minutes and 4 seconds of some of the greatest, most powerful live music I've ever heard. The way they go in and out of songs, the music, the jams, just freewheeling. They know everywhere they're going. They played... what I've heard is they've been around playing together since they've been kids. So they kind of form their music around each other. So they kind of already know where everybody's going when they play it. And to me, this just epitomizes what they are. I've had the privilege to see them live, and they do the same thing live. You never know what to expect. But I just want to hear your guys' opinion before I go into what caught me onto this video.
Well, tell us what you really think.
I think he had a religious experience.
I was very close. I'm not going to
lie. So, with that, Bob, I defer to you. I will let you go first if you would like.
Are you sure you want to hear what I have to say?
I would love to hear what you want to say.
You know what styles that I've listened to and played and all that.
Yeah.
The question is, does this any way, shape, or form resemble any of those?
No. This is, look, Queensryche, we thought that the Queensryche was outside his realm, and it was. Yep. This is way...
See, I thought this would be actually more in your realm than Queensryche.
Let me just make a couple of comments. First, those guys have more talent in their little finger than I could ever hope to have. I had a blast with it, and I loved it.
What?
I'm not joking. I listened to it a couple different times. I'm a lyric guy. I like to hear what's being sung about and what the subject is. That I struggled with them.
Okay, so I gotta admit, I'm shocked. Again, Bob shocks Alan. I
am opening up Bob's horizons.
You really are, because I started into it. I listened to the first 7 tempo changes that they did. Time signatures. They did 7 time signatures in the first
That's the
song.
first 5 minutes.
Yes. And I said, I'm not going to get this. I'm not much of a jazz guy, really, because I'm listening for the beat.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's evasive. And with these guys...
Wait, that's a great name for a band, Evasive Beat.
Man, I'm telling you. But once I sat down and really was paying attention, I thought, man, those guys have to know what they're doing all the time. And they got 2 full drum sets.
Yeah.
And I think 3 guitars, a bass.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the keyboard plays bass sometimes, or plays guitar sometimes.
And sitar. They all play
and
all different
harmonica.
And harmonica.
Yeah.
I think that was the most shocked I was when I went. At one point I was like, is that a freaking harmonica in this? Because this kind of music doesn't lend itself to harmonica.
I mean, they pull out all the stops, man.
They blew my mind. So I have to say that.
As long as I've known you, and you've always been an open-minded guy. That's one of the things I like about you is hey, all right, I may not agree with it, but let's entertain it, right? But you have shocked me twice since we've started this. I never in a million years would have thought you liked this.
I've got a nephew that played heavy metal all over the world.
Yeah,
and they toured Japan a couple different times that I know of. But I mean, he was into that stuff.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was into Southern gospel music.
Yeah.
And so we swapped.
By Southern gospel, do you mean Slayer?
Woo! Woo!
I think we just need move over, Bob. Move over.
Man. No, not quite. But at that time, he gave me one of his CDs to listen to, and I gave him one of my cassettes, and we swapped genres. I don't know if he ever listened to mine. I listened to his, but at the time, I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah.
I think I was prepared for this, and gladly so.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it.
Okay, so we love music, obviously. That's why we're here. And we're all musicians. And I love my horizons to be broadened. I'm one of those guys. I would rather stick my hand in a blender than listen to this again.
Are you serious?
I would.
Wow.
Because look, man, I'm all about experimental music too. But, one of the things that we all agree on is we love those musicians that know how to pick their spot. Mm-hmm. There was no space in any of these songs. None.
No.
Every space was filled with something. And
Yeah,
yes,
but I think that's the best part about it. It's supersonic. It's not a cacophony of noise. It
was a cacophony. Look, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they're talented. They are. Obviously, they're talented musicians. And I love that first song, the Crumbling Castle, it had that whole Arabic feel that they were going for and all that. That's fringe. You don't hear that in mainstream music. But, it was just too busy for me. It was just way too busy. Even though there were moments in there that my ear would go, damn, that's good, is just way too busy. And lyrically, my lyrics have
I'm going to take a quote from our previous episode.
I was
when
thinking
you said,
that too.
You're wrong.
So look, here's just if I can make a few observations from the first song, okay, and I take I take what you just said, and I say maybe you need to go back to music school.
Maybe that's the problem. I didn't go to music school.
So there were like 3 songs that had this one word in it. Okay.
Oh, there were more than one song?
Polygondawana Land. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So when I listened to this all the way through, and I was making notes.
But see, that's the thing. That's their vibe, though. You
Right.
have to know the whole.
Right. So I was making notes as we were going through, and then when it was done, I went into you can go into that video and you can see the numbers, the songs. I went, there was an extra song in there. I couldn't tell them apart. That's part of the problem. It was just like a 30-minute song for me. One 30-minute song. I totally,
You are sadly mistaken.
Literally, I challenge anybody in the world listening to this. If you close your eyes, and don't want,
you will go on a journey like you've never
look,
imagined.
there was one moment where they stopped, and I'm like, okay, they stopped. They're going to go to a new song. No, they went right back into the same damn song. I was just like, my gosh, it's never going to end, right? So
I've even got a favorite of these.
Well, all right. So I want to hear that. In
I
a
mean,
second.
this is not what I expected.
Look, so
if anything, I thought it was going to be the reverse.
I didn't like the guy's voice. Right?
I don't like my hand in the blender.
Yeah, I did like his voice. I didn't like any of the lyrics in the song. The bass player was awesome. The bass player was laying down some stuff, right? So I got a hint of 60s psychedelia. There. At one point, I even heard a little bit of Iron Maiden in there. There was some Iron Maiden kind of stuff in there. I heard Pink Floyd, Rush. I heard some Rush in there.
Johnny Cash?
Yeah, but
No.
But instead of it being, just a groovy psychedelia, like what we all grew up with, like early Pink Floyd, where you're like, okay, I may not like it, but hey, they're grooving, right?
Baby.
Instead,
This is a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, where they take a hit of LSD and they just groove out. It's like they mixed LSD and cocaine and said, shit, man, let's just get as trippy as we can get.
Came out with the greatest 37 minutes
terrible.
of music ever.
Look, it's so
terrible.
So Crumbling Castle. All right, so it's a pimple on the face of the world. That's a lyric. And then at the 10-minute mark, it stopped, and I'm like, oh, finally, a new song. No, it goes right back into the same song. Right? I'm just like, oh, my God, I'm never going to die. It's never going to. And then guys, I'm just telling you, I had to force myself to finish this.
Wow. Man. No, come back.
It was just, and then so I'm thinking, man, a 47-minute Castle song.
I think this is a bunch of bullshit.
Right?
You're kidding us,
No,
right?
no. And then,
You're pulling our
and then we go into the fourth color is the one that I realized, that was a song. I didn't realize it was a song. And then we had Desert Dunes, Welcome Weary Feet, and again he starts talking about Polygona Wonderland, right? And then we go into Castles in the Air, and I literally in my notes I wrote, damn, another Castle song.
3-syllable word again.
Well, you don't understand. Apparently, you've never been to an Allman Brothers concert either, because the Allman Brothers do exactly the same thing.
But they
They
do
start
it well.
one song, go through 3 songs, and circle back. That's what they did.
Is that what they did? Then why'd they name it something different?
I can't help that you're not adept enough to conceptualize what is happening.
See, we can't get personal
I
here.
was going to say, we're getting into personal
Easy.
attacks. So
Okay.
Let's listen to this.
this is
Hold on. Listen to how awful that is. 2 drummers playing that simultaneously.
they probably got a click track. They're probably lip syncing it or whatever, drum syncing it.
You can't even. Go do it.
I'm not a drummer. So
Do it. Do it.
See, here's the thing. So this is what, episode 5? This will be
something
episode
like
5.
that.
So it only took us.
And this is our last one.
I started saying it only took us 5 episodes to start hating on each other. So if I would say anything, I would say that King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard broke this band up. So it is our Yoko Ono.
No.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
Yeah. So
I can't
Bob,
remember
straighten
what
them up.
I can't remember what it sounded like exactly, but Muddy Waters was my favorite one. It was toward the end of the concert.
yeah,
I listed the names of the songs, and I kind of like you. I didn't recognize the transition into the next song, but that's another statement for how knowledgeable and musical they have to be to get through that thing. And it didn't look to me like they missed a beat anywhere.
yeah. They're clearly amazing musicians, but my point to what you're making there
Do you
is
have a point, Alan?
yes, it was the same song. How are you gonna mess up going? It's not
All right.
like I was going out of this song into another, which you want to get that transition right if you're not going to slow down. They all sounded the same.
I think you are just. You are way out of line, sir.
I've got to disagree.
We hold you in contempt.
So by the time we got to Muddy Water, I was like, man, after this song, I need to hear Muddy Waters. I need to hear some good music,
At first, I thought that was the lady's name that was the person at the studio there, but
Yeah, and I didn't like on Muddy Water. You said you liked that one,
yeah.
and you're a singer. You focus a lot on singing. To me, this felt like almost a march,
I mean,
a
come on.
cadence. it didn't feel lyrical to me at all.
My first attempt at music was in the high school band, so I was kind of in the vein of instrumental music anyway.
Yeah.
Listen to that driving bass. Listen to that jam.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I was having fun watching them play.
That's
all
what
that
I like.
stuff.
I mean, they're all in a circle,
Yeah.
looking at each other, playing like that.
Yeah.
So again, I commend them for their musicality and their musicianship.
I don't
but
think you do.
Andrew's getting hurt on this one. I'm
I
telling
know
you.
you really hurt my feet. The one feeling I have is hurt.
I didn't think New Yorkers had feelings.
We got one, and now I don't have any.
So I'm sorry, Andrew, that I've hurt
Pizza
you
heals
so
everything.
bad.
It does.
But now I will tell you this: that you will get. He won't. If you get this, man, I will be so freaking surprised. Okay, there was a part in the. I don't know why, because I went back and I listened to this song. The song I'm going to reference, and it's nothing like it. But for some reason, this popped into my mind while listening to Muddy Water. The way he was singing and all that, I thought of Henry Rollins. You're a liar. And it's because it had
groove,
a similar cadence or whatever.
Yep.
And Henry Rollins was a singer for Black Flag, a punk rock band in the late 70s, whatnot.
Yeah,
Right?
So
So look,
I went around then.
So really aggressive stuff, but he had this solo song back in the 80s. And it's like there's this music and it's just kind of like a chill music. And he's just walking around in the video, he's just walking and he's talking,
It's like
right?
painted red.
Yeah, and he's painted red. Yeah, it's just the weirdest thing. And then all of a sudden it just gets real aggressive and he starts screaming at everybody
I think
like, you're
the whole
a liar.
lyrics is "you're a liar."
You're
Like
a
that's
liar.
every lyric.
Yeah, you're a liar.
I'll rip your mind out.
Yeah,
or
you're a
something.
liar. So, but for whatever reason, there was something about this song that made my mind go to Henry Rollins.
It's funny, and that's another thing that music does. It takes you on a journey, and some of these in here. Were you familiar with the band Yes?
Oh yes. No
I
pun
wrote that.
intended.
Yeah, I wrote that in there too.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought I heard Yes.
There
in
were
there.
things that reminded
Yeah.
me of
Like King Crimson and
Yes.
being
and,
in
yep.
college. I was in college back then.
So at one point I was thinking.
You're getting indoctrinated. Back then.
Yes.
So, we've already established I talk too much. And Bob, you've played with me in enough bands that I play guitar like a talk.
You'll notice I'm playing like this great music while you're talking to drown out what
But
you're
I
saying.
got to drown out what.
I like it.
So-
I'll listen to it again.
But even though I play
It'll
too
be
many
some of
notes,
my front seat music.
Nice.
I caught myself going too many notes, and that's coming from somebody who plays too many notes. It's just.
There
And then-
were a lot. I admit.
And then when he was talking at the end, and he goes, "Yeah, we're using microtonal guitars." Oh, so that's why there were.
No, they didn't
times-
even play the microtonal stuff.
don't-
We'll get into that in another episode.
But I was thinking, so
You
since
know
I,
this is going to bring on another one of their...
Every episode I'm gonna bring up, every show I'm gonna say, I got 25 albums I can go through.
that's a good point. So
They did 5 in 1 year.
a friend of ours, Todd. You met Todd, right?
Yep.
Whose dad worked for Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
Yes, that is a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Look them up,
Yes.
young kids.
yes, Ronald
Straighten
Reagan.
yourself up.
And we 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We're less than 6 degrees from Ronald Reagan. Because I know Todd.
I mean, I feel better about myself
Yeah.
now that you said
So,
that.
so think about it. Todd met Reagan, right? His dad was the communications officer for Reagan, so we're only 3 steps away.
Hey, all right.
So he's 4 steps away.
I've known Todd for how many years? 15?
Something like
I
that.
never knew that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, we had him in one of our
Yeah.
meetings. He had pictures and everything. Yeah. So Todd tells a story about going to the White House and they go at a state dinner or a state, whatever they said, welcome the president and first lady.
King Gizzard was playing there.
Yeah. I don't know it.
So how did we
Nothing
get him
but the
back?
best for them. For
So-
the White House.
How the freak did
I
we
don't
get
know
on
how
to
we
Todd?
got circled around.
So
that.
anyway,
There we go.
Todd looked at me one day and he said, "Just because there are words you can say doesn't mean you have to say them out." So where I'm
Same
going
thing
with
with
this,
notes,
right?
man.
just because there are
Seriously,
notes you
just
can put
because you got 10,000 notes on a guitar doesn't mean you have to play every one.
in. I agree with that, but I don't think they're like Yngwie where he plays too many notes.
But-
To me, this is all putting together a conceptual piece of art.
They actually have characters. Did you?
Oh yeah.
Were you aware of that?
Yep.
And I thought Alan would eat that stuff up.
Yep.
No, I struggled, guys.
But no, he's busy sticking his hand in a blender.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the first thing you haven't liked, and this is one thing I thought you'd be all over.
I know,
But
but that's what makes this fun.
That it is. That's what makes this our videos fun, because you never know.
Yeah.
It's controversial.
Because you have shocked us already. This is my first time to shock
you. Shocked us.
So if I could be so open here, okay. So
I don't think this is a forum where we can be open.
So I listened to this, right, and I was like, I know, just know.
Let
right?
me ask you: does Ethan know the band at all?
No.
Oh, he does. Oh, I was
don't-
just curious,
think
being a younger.
Ethan might like
It's
them.
not really in his genre, either,
Right, because
but-
Ethan is my son. He's a musician. He's in a death metal band who I got to play bass with here a while back in one of their gigs.
See, so I mean,
Right.
apples to apples here.
Well, okay, but see, here's the thing. So to be, to go where I'm going to, oh my God, it's just so.
Don't be embarrassed. It's
No,
okay.
I'm not embarrassed.
We
I'm just,
know that underneath all this
Hi, I'm
hostility,
Alan. Hi, I'm Alan. I don't like good music.
So what I did, after I listened to this, I thought, okay, maybe I need to drop a gummy and listen to it again. So I dropped a gummy. I listened to it, and I hated it. The album was twice as long. It took an hour for them to sing video.
Now you're just talking silly.
I know. So
man.
Andrew,
I love the band, but I would have to say my woman agrees with you.
really? So Andy does have.
She's
good
kind of coming around a little bit, but she's not a big fan of it.
Yeah. And
I get it. It's not. I thought musically that you would be as blown away as I was.
well, they're from Australia, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
well,
see-
they're playing the music upside down.
yeah.
Oh, that hurt me bad. Dude, don't that's just I think that hurt my kidney. So look, I can't say I love Australians. My other podcast is huge in Australia. I got interviewed by the Australian dude down there.
That sounds like a pickup line at a bar. I'm huge in Australia.
So
Oh yeah, I'm big in New Zealand.
hey, I don't care. Look, he called me, dude. We love you down here. Can we interview you? I'm like, hell yeah, you can interview me.
Oh man.
So all right. So anyway, Andrew,
All right.
are we still friends?
I suppose.
Okay, good.
It's just every time you come over for dinner, all I'm going to play is King Gizzard.
Hey, look, I tell you what, you're such a damn good cook. I can live through that. Andrew's a good cook, Bob.
If you think
that
of
right?
that, if you think of that, could you imagine what your wife would think if I played that?
Heather.
But you need to act like you really like it.
Yes, Heather
If
with
that happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
Heather
next
would
time
look
you're
at
in the
us-
truck and she's playing her country stuff, you could be like, "You got to check out this band, King Gizzard. They're
I'm
awesome."
going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it tonight because she's supposed to meet us for burgers.
There you go. It's gonna be some ride home.
Look,
If you make it home,
look, I will give them this.
You might.
There
turn
was
on
nothing
something
about
brand
whiskey
new.
in any of their songs, which is good for me.
that we know of.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Polygala might be. I might be Australian.
you know,
for
did you
whiskey.
catch Cheryl? They asked him. She goes, "I'll give you $100 if you guys can name all your albums." And they're like, "We can't do that."
Yeah. I thought it was cool. You know, he kept saying record though. I
Yeah.
thought if he says record
Yep.
one more time.
Well, that's what they make.
They
Yeah.
do, and they actually put out vinyl. They put out vinyl a lot
and
too.
giving away.
I think that's cool.
That was real.
That
neat.
was cool, wasn't
Yeah.
it? They put that whole album out, and they're like, "You guys can do whatever you
Yeah,
want."
they said you could press it.
Yep.
You could whatever. However, it's your album. Do whatever.
I
you
saw
want
an
to.
interview, and they're talking about all the cool album covers people were sending them for that. They're like, "Man, people were
yeah.
sending us like, oh, this will be great for that album," and it's like,
Hey, we would love people to send us thumbnails.
yeah.
Well, look, there's a couple of other podcasts I listen to where fans who are creative and have certain skill sets are sending stuff like that. the guys Cryptid from the Corn, that I've been listening to, I've been telling you guys about. They had some dude call and goes, "Look, I'm a graphic designer. I want to do your art for you."
That's cool. I would encourage our audience to listen to King Gizzard
and the Lizard
Wizard.
Just seeing you say that.
Just listen to the live concert.
Did you ever think those words would come out of his mouth?
I tell you what. Make your own decision. Let us know what it is.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah, put it in the comments.
Tell us how wrong Alan is, because we
he's
need him
really
to know.
off base.
All right. So here's what we do.
I did not even score them. You know what? They got 414 points.
Out of 300, they got 300
out of 390.
Possible.
They are an 11 in my book.
Okay, Bob. Whatever you were dropping the other night, I should have listened to the album with you.
I was drinking milk like the rest of the cats around here. Okay.
So all right. So here's what we do. I'm curious to see what the comments would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of King Gizzard fans. They have a huge cult following.
They have
too.
Gizzard Fest.
They do, yes. Yep.
So,
and I was thinking it may be a good thing for us to go.
Yeah.
And bring Alan, drop some
bring
acid,
Alan,
go
let
see
Alan
the show.
experience them live.
Okay.
I would like to.
I'm down. All right. So if we get 10 comments that say that I'm wrong, then I will buy a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard T-shirt, and I will wear it for 3 days straight.
Okay, that's incentive right there.
That's so lame. I should go with something better than that.
That's called
all the Gizzard fans are like, I wear mine for a week straight.
Right.
Hey, there seem to be a lot of Gizzard fans.
Yeah.
Oh, they played at the Caverns for 4 days, and they sell out like that.
They're all over the world.
Yep.
So the
And
Caverns,
they're going all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Caverns here for us is toward Nashville. Is that right? Toward Nashville. It's literally a cave
Yes.
that bands come and play in. It's pretty awesome. If you ever get, I've not gotten the chance to go yet, but I've seen videos
and the Caverns is great too. And then they have an amphitheater attached to that. So outside of the Caverns, they have a separate amphitheater too. And that's where I saw them. They did a acoustic set, which they do the same thing on acoustic guitars.
How would you? Yeah.
It was kind of funny because you could tell they couldn't do what they do in this video, but they stuck to that acoustic thing, and you could tell they wanted to do stuff, but they had to figure out what they could do and what they couldn't, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. So what I'm looking forward to is for the three of us to go to a concert together, because the dynamic is such that Bob and I have known each other for 12, 13 years now. Andrew and I have known each other for 3 years. You guys have known each other for 3 months. So, we have enough of our tastes align that it would be fun to go to a concert together and then pick it apart afterwards and just go, hey, what we like, what we not like.
Yeah, that would be.
And
That'd
so, if it was a King Gizzard, I can tell you right now, I'm probably
You're not going.
I'm going to need. No, I'll go. No, I'm down.
Oh, we probably can't get tickets
but
anyway.
I would have to drop a couple of gummies.
And we're going to take you with us when we make that plan.
Yes. Yeah.
You know
Excellent.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, are we going to I'm almost afraid of the 3 questions because I know the... Oh, my God. If you pick Taylor Swift, this is going to be over. All right, so our 3 questions. Will this get you through a Taylor Swift apocalypse? If you say no, I might have to wind up. I don't know.
Okay, so let me preface
The
this.
proof's in the pudding here.
Okay, here's the thing.
What is that? You're going to hear Shake It Off for the rest of your life or King Gizzard?
Okay, so, all right, so that is a valid question. Okay, the world is ending. It's overrun musically by Taylor Swift music and Swifties, and I have one album that I have to grab on the way out to resist that, to save myself from the apocalypse. And I would have to say it would get me through it because
Yeah.
still there's musicality. Okay? And even though I think it's too much, it's overwhelming, these guys came together. They're excellent caliber musicians. Even though I don't like their lyrics, they're writing about things that are challenging me. And I don't have to hear 77 songs in a row about some guy that did me, that's all she does.
Yeah.
She dates somebody just so she can write a song about it. This one's, he's still got my sweater. Oh, this one's still got my scarf. Oh, this one's still got my... I don't care, Taylor. I don't care.
Chill, your blood pressure, man.
Is my face red?
You're almost as fired up as I am about the band.
Right. So
You really like these guys, didn't you?
Well, no, I just hate them less than Taylor Swift.
Wow. Okay.
They're the lesser of two evils. Okay, I've got a zombie apocalypse, right? Or the world is being taken over by aliens. I would take aliens in this one. So that's kind of what I'm choosing.
And here, when we bring up the Taylor Apocalypse, I just want to equate it. If anybody's seen Mars Attacks, and when they play Conway Twitty, that's what Taylor Swift music is to us. Like, it hurts our ears and we want to fight.
Yeah, not that we don't like Taylor Swift. We don't.
I mean, but I don't have anything negative to say about her. Well, let's just move on. What do you think? Will that get you through the Taylor Swift?
Honestly, I haven't listened to enough Taylor Swift to know for sure, and that may taint my choice here, but I think if the world was ending and all we had was Taylor Swift music or this, I think this would probably cause me more turmoil than I would need at that time. I would choose Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Oh, that's the first time. But you know what? I like the way you framed that.
I liked it. I like it because it wasn't about the music necessarily. It was about your mind.
No.
But if you want to hear Shake It Off for the rest of your life and that doesn't drive you crazy, that's fine with you. Fine with me.
So obviously you...
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I guess then my question is, should this album be taught in schools? I probably know your answer.
Which is? You think
No.
you know me so well? And why would it be no?
No, I think you're going to say yes because I think it should be taught in schools.
Yeah.
Because of the music itself.
Yeah, I kind of fall
I mean,
on
the
this.
time signatures,
Yeah.
key signatures,
Yeah.
They do
key
some
changes.
And as tight as they were, and even though every space was filled with a note, it worked.
Yep.
Even though I didn't like it, I have to admit it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. So yes, again, even if all you were using it for was the time signature thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Me
Bob,
too. Yep.
And our third question is always random because Bob can't make up his mind. So, what do you got for us today, Bob?
Okay, let's go back to the first one. Would this be relevant 50 years from now?
I mean, again, self-explanatory.
So what would make this relevant? When I would tell you this, there might be a lot of King Gizzard fans out there, but there's still not a huge mass appeal. So is it really relevant now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think having a fan base makes it relevant or irrelevant. It's just, I think the musicality of that, their vibe, everything they do with albums, their business acumen that they have, I think all that is definitely kind of a roadmap for future bands and roadmap for music. I equate it to, like you guys talk about, the 60s psychedelia, that kind of stuff, jam bands, all that stuff is still relevant, and I just think this is just an extension and bringing it up to another level, and I just think, they're up there with Fish and those kind of bands, and although they may not have mass appeal, they're always going to have that cult vibe where people are just going to find them, I think, in 50 years and be like, oh my God, listen to that band.
Of course, AI will be playing it.
Yeah.
Because they'll be, 100 years old.
Yeah.
All right, so I just don't know if they'll be relevant in 50 years because I just see the way when we talk about some of the other music that will it be relevant in 50 years, it's because it's still relevant now. Or we see how it can be rediscovered to be relevant for whatever reason. But for me, this was just too much noise to be relevant in 50 years. I think by then people will be moving from this kind of music.
And I don't know, so I'm not. I don't know where to land on that. I really don't, because this is my first real go at
foray.
Yeah. At this
I thought I knew
music.
French, but apparently I don't.
Do you know English?
I probably won't be having fun with it in 50 years, but I had fun with it this time.
Well, that's good enough. I'll take it. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
He was fun. He was like, man, I can't wait, Alan. I can't wait to hear what you got to say. I can't wait to hear what you got to say. And then I just crush crush whatever he thought it was going to be. But so for any of you King, Gizzard, Lizard, Wizard fans out there, don't hate me. It's just,
Hey, taste is taste.
Yeah.
I mean, some have bad taste, some others, don't. So, with that, we'll wrap it up. As always, don't hate Alan. He's a little confused.
He's okay.
He's a little confused. As always, comment below. Fight him. Give him hell. King Gizzard. Fans, come on. You got uprise. Rise up.
Rise up.
Do anything.
Uprise.
crumble that castle. Crumble that castle. Polly Wally
He's from
Gala Gala Gala.
Australia.
I say everything upside down.
Uprise.
Like, subscribe, comment, tell everybody, anybody, the hobo on the street. Do we
That's
still
right.
have hobos?
We do. I saw some.
If we
today.
do, tell them.
Yes.
They got a phone. Hobos have phones. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Deuces, everybody.
All right.
Cool. That was a fun one. I like that one.